Welcome, Eagles everywhere. It's our weekly one-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni, presented by Wawa. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro, and we're talking as the Eagles early in their preparations for Super Bowl 57 next Sunday in Arizona against the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations, first of all, on the big win against the 49ers. I know you're past that. You're welcome. A great time. Coach, it is clear that, your philosophy, Howie's philosophy really have meshed. The offensive lines, the defensive lines. How do you feel about those two units going into the Super Bowl? And just their success allows you to do what as a play caller and as a defensive coordinator?
It doesn't matter what level you're at. You win games with the offense and defensive line. We have such a deep defensive line group that can stop the run, that can get after the passer. And so every game starts up front. And then the same thing with the offensive line, just what can you say about that group? One of the best offensive lines ever assembled. And, that's important for any play you run. Not just a run play, but a pass play, because that's where it starts off. So we got two special groups right there, with special players and special leaders on those groups, and so, we go as they go. And, going into the Super Bowl, we'll ride them just like we have all year.
I feel like nobody really refers to them as being the most physical groups on the field. I think that's not accurate. I think they are the most physical groups on the field.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of banging going on in the up front, and we got tough guys there, mentally, physically tough, and just phenomenal players, great people, great leaders.
Depth you talk about also is in the running back room. Obviously, Miles Sanders, a Pro Bowl player. Boston Scott's made big plays in his time here. Kenny Gainwell's really come on. And why does it work so well, Nick, that you've been able to work all three of them into the offense? Nobody ever complains about their touches. I remember back in training camp, people were saying, hey, you need a big back, you need a power back. You didn't do it. Why is it working so well? Or what kind of depth do you have there?
Well, first of all, I think everybody has a role with what they do, right? And guys can have similar skill sets, or they can have different skill sets. But everyone has their role. Everybody has really dove into their role and excelled at their role. And that's when you're getting great play from a position group, where you have guys that are doing different things and having different roles and really excelling at them. And then there's the selflessness of every one of the guys, how happy they are for each other when they're making plays, when they're scoring. And Kenny, Kenny's done a good job for 2 years now. He was just had a knack for the end zone last year. He's having some more touches here into the playoff run, and he takes advantage of the opportunities he gets. Miles, obviously our guy and our go-to guy, and I believe the other two guys that when they've come in, they know what to do, they know how to do it, and they've excelled in their role and taken advantage of the opportunities that they've had, and that's what you want.
Is Kenny a big back kind of runner? He runs like a big back.
He runs physical. He runs, he's got great vision. He does a great job on third down. I think that him and Boston do a great job of lowering their pads and finishing things off. And yeah, you could say that there are power back, but they all have a different skill set and some similar skills too. And just really pleased with that room. Coach Singleton's done a great job of getting the guys ready to play. The guys have done a great job getting ready to play. And Trey even has had some good games here this year. And we're excited about what the future holds for Trey.
And Miles, of course, a Pro Bowl player. What a fantastic season he's had. It was great to see on Sunday the defense whole and healthy, and Avante back on the field, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson really flying around the football. Coach, this team then took the football away 3 times, just like it's been for much of the season. What has this defense done to be so good at taking the football away?
It's obviously a full team defense, right? You get pressure up front, and there's going to be opportunities for interceptions. But as we always do, we go crazy and obsess ourselves about how we're going to teach takeaways, how we're going to teach protecting the football. Sometimes at the end of the day with the takeaways, it's about the guys you got back there, and we got special players, in the secondary. We got special players rushing the passers. We got special players at the linebacker group that can get after the football, and we've done a great job of that this year. We knew going into last game that the Niners were 15-0 when they won or tied the turnover battle, but they were 0-4 when they didn't. And so that was going to be a key to the game, and not only protecting the football on offense, but also taking it away on defense. And our defense did a phenomenal job, and they've done a good job all year. And it's, regardless of this next game, that's going to be a key to this next game too. We know it, and we know that's just the way football goes. Is it's the explosive play battle and the turnover battle.
Speaking of the next game, Super Bowl 57 against the Chiefs. Their defense led by Steve Spagnuolo, formerly a coach here with Jim Johnson. We know the Jim Johnson defense well from his time in Philadelphia. What is it about Spags' defense that's challenging to you? And I know you prepared for it in the 2021 season.
Again, still early in our studies and still early in going through everything. But, you know, when you got good players and you got a scheme that challenges you, that's always going to be, you know, a tough defense to go against. They're here for a reason, right? They're a good defense. They're a really good football team, really good defense. And, you know, I think they're coached well and they have good players. You know, one of the better players in the NFL with Chris Jones, and they got good playmakers at every level. And so good playing and good coaching is going to, you know, make sure that we're going to have to be on our stuff to make sure we're ready for the challenge.
Same with the Chiefs on the other side of the ball. Patrick Mahomes is outstanding. You've studied quarterbacks. What makes him so great?
Yeah, you know, he's just got a great command of the team. It looks like from afar, he looks like he's a really good leader. So he's got that off the field, intangible things that really looks like that. Again, I'm not there every day, but you can tell that just from watching it. And then just, you know, he's able to beat you with his arm. He's able to beat you with your legs. He's able to extend with his legs to beat you with his arm. You know, he's one of the best players in the world. We know that. And you're just going to have to play discipline, play sound, play really well to beat a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. But we know we have a really good quarterback too and a really good football team too. So it should be a battle.
Can't wait. Coach, thank you so much for your cooperation and being here and being so great all season. And good luck in Super Bowl 57.
Thanks, Dave.
Go beat the Chiefs. Thanks for joining us. One-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni, presented by Wawa.